Do you ever feel like your workload is just too much to handle, or that despite your best efforts, not much is getting accomplished? If that's the case, you should probably reconsider your work dynamics. The trick here is not only how hard they work, but also how clever you do your work. Many people work hard, but few only succeed. We were always told that while hard effort does pay off, smart work gets you farther. Working hard and working smart are two different approaches to finishing a task. While both are methods for achieving the same goal, hard labor prioritizes working longer hours, while smart work focuses on coming up with more effective solutions. Good Lucks is a channel dedicated to inspiring you to extend your perspective, achieve general life breakthroughs, and discover what personal achievements may bring us. This video aims to explain the differences between working hard and working smart, as well as the benefits of choosing the latter over the former. Here are some justifications for working both diligently and wisely. Let's get started. What distinguishes hard labor from smart work? Hard workers are those that focus on their goals and study thoroughly without considering time constraints. They frequently make mistakes because of their intense focus, since they are unaware of how quickly things can change around them. Here is where clever work shines. You can attain your goal in a significantly shorter amount of time with less resources and energy use by applying your analytical reasoning skills and employing your brain effectively. Smart work is the capacity for spontaneity and the use of innovative techniques, not the absence of effort. This promotes growth and frees up time for creativity and other pursuits. However, the definition of smart work varies from person to person and is very individualized. Why work smarter rather than harder? To be more productive, one must work more intelligently rather than harder. Working more efficiently increases creativity, productivity, and energy savings for more important tasks, like your family. Instead of living to work, you ought to be working to live. Here are several justifications for working smarter rather than harder. Working hard is exhausting. Hard work is physically and mentally draining. It saps the strength you need to keep up the relationships with your family and friends and other important aspects of your life. Find strategies to outsource or save labor while reaching the same goal instead of straining yourself to exhaustion. You'll be happier and less anxious, which will increase your total productivity. Work intelligently to conserve energy. Conserving energy is part of working smart. The fact that some tasks, like changing a gearbox or working all night to finish a project, call for a particular level of physical toughness or endurance, does not imply that you should never put in a total amount of effort. Instead of making long, continuous pushes, try to work in small spurts when you can. You'll have more energy and produce a better final product if you work in 15 to 20 minute increments, pausing every 5 minutes to decide where the project will go next. Otherwise, you'll have to slop it together at the last minute. Productivity is increased by working smarter. Even though I've previously said, you must remember this idea. Working more efficiently reduces expenses and manpower by streamlining the process. Look for opportunities to integrate tasks rather than following a conventional structure. Remarkably, multitasking is not always a good idea. In a moment, more on this. To be more productive without exhausting yourself, combine jobs that have a similar structure when you can to save time and energy. Working hard saps one's drive, self-assurance, and motivation. How many times have you done a physically demanding job and returned home fatigued, discouraged, and too buzzed to care if little Johnny set the cat on fire? It's a bad emotion that leads to thoughts of being inadequate or like a mere cog in the machine. This can be avoided by finding ways to work more efficiently, which will promote good attitudes towards your work, your co-workers, and yourself. You become more valued when you work smarter. Every area of human endeavor strives to do more with less effort. Saving money can also mean saving effort. Working more efficiently increases your value to your employer, regardless of whether you're a sole proprietor or employed by a huge international corporation. You thus become more inspired, self-assured, and prepared to take any necessary action whenever necessary as a result. Work smarter to boost your self-esteem. By now, this ought to be obvious, yet it still has to be stated. You will feel better and feel like you've accomplished more if you work more intelligently than you work harder. Produce a better product or result with less effort and use all of your faculties to solve the issues of a given activity. There is just one explanation for this. You have your friends, family, and co-workers who will want to be around you more often so that they can learn from you, which will make you happier and more productive of a person with more time and energy. This sparks even more creative ideas. You've produced a constructive cycle as opposed to a vicious one. How can you work hard while simultaneously working smarter? Simply being smart about your work will not yield lasting success. First, you must put in a lot of effort, since only then can you comprehend what you're doing and you can create a more intelligent plan as a result. In this fast-paced society, it is regrettable that people often transition to smart work without making further efforts. This could spell trouble. How, therefore, do you work smarter? Make your brain work hard if you want to work smartly. The creative elite will rule the future in the post-information era. Your mental muscles need to be as strong as they can be if you wish to add value to creative culture. Both the analytical and the creative sides of your brain are crucial, so you must constantly exercise both and push yourself to new intellectual heights. Work smart and play to your advantage. Smart people develop their talents to the point where they can truly flourish by focusing on their strengths. It makes them stand out from the competition. On the other hand, they also carefully take into account their weaknesses. Working smarter frequently entails concentrating on enhancing a few of your abilities and eliminating a few weaknesses that genuinely hold you back. Finding a group of people who can fill in for the clever workers' inadequacies is an alternative strategy. Ensure that you are in the appropriate industry. A smart job entails picking the appropriate sector. This means that you should choose the industry and markets you will operate in based on more factors than just your interests, talents, hobbies, family traditions, and the profession you'd like to study, such as the business that has the most potential for growth and where you can still add value. Always give your actions careful thought and consideration. Hard workers just complete their tasks since they have items on their to-do lists. Smart workers consider every action before taking it. For every single activity, they scrutinize. When a prospective new task appears on their to-do list, smart workers take the initiative and accomplish it rather than reacting. They constantly consider what the best strategy is to finish a certain task, and they maintain flexibility within their methods in a very comparable manner. Every hour of planning can prevent several hours of execution time, as smart workers are aware. Smart workers are aware that being flexible and doing their homework can prevent a ton of work from having to be done later. Organize your efforts to create, deliver, and capture value. You will undoubtedly be poor if you have terrible time management. Your ability to work hard and intelligently is improved by being organized and having a competent management system. But the goal of time management is to ruthlessly focus on producing, delivering, and capturing value to reach a completely new level of productivity. The majority of knowledgeable workers are aware of this. Be creative and fearless within your organization. The difference between leaders and followers is innovation. Innovators always find a way to do it. They constantly look for ways to get better and innovate. They are aware that there are no best practices for how things should be done, because everything can always be done more quickly, better, and more effectively. They also distrust everything. Effective value delivery also requires strong self-promotion. Smart employees make sure that their bosses, clients, and others are aware of the value that they can offer. Based on the outcomes of each, you can distinguish between diligent labor and astute work. Hard effort frequently leads to a bigger volume of work performed, but it may not result in higher quality output or new knowledge. However, with careful work, any team member might be able to choose a method that suits them the most. Smart work can lead to a more effective process, a product of greater quality, and a quicker turnaround time. Our research comparing smart work to hard labor shows that both ideas are interrelated, and teachers must be aware of the distinction between forcing kids to work tirelessly and allowing them to learn smart work. Do you dispute this assertion? Do you have any more recommendations? Post any queries or remarks in the comment section down below. Click the like and subscribe buttons if you enjoyed the video so that others may view it and be inspired. To make sure you don't miss any of our new videos about personal development, enable the notification bell as well. See you next time.